Hello my viewers and welcome back to my channel. Subscribe because you will find my videos interesting and intriguing. Give this video a thumbs up by tapping on the like button and feel free to share your thoughts on what you think about this video at the end. Now in today's video, we are talking about something important happening in the USA. We will hear from a person who's sharing his cousin's story about immigrants and how it's affecting American citizens. Now they tell us about their cousin's job where many immigrants work, getting good pay and nice things, but there's a problem. Now, the problem comes in when immigrants seem to want to take over USA. Now, in this video, this black man is kind of warning American citizens to say they're doing more for immigrants, but forsaking their own people. A lot of people are suffering, but they're treating immigrants way better than they are treating their own people, the people who have been paying and who are still paying taxes. But what do they get at the end of the day? What they're doing for these undocumented immigrants will shock you. But check out his video and I'll be right back.
All right, today I want to present to you the video of all videos. I just received a call from a cousin in Chicago, Cook County. He works in a business that is predominantly has Hispanic people, undocumented immigrants. He told me, he said, they are being paid $3,000 per month, not from their job. They get $3,000 per month. Every one of them pulls in with a new car. And every one of them has been provided a place to stay. They go anywhere they want to go. And the landlord must, by law, accept them. Period. So he said they're choosing the finest places off of Lakeshore Drive down there off of Chicago in Chicago. They're staying in the finest places. He said every day they pull up in some of the finest cars. He's one of the few blacks that works there. He also said that it was a situation where on the the transit system, where there was a undocumented immigrant that came up to a black man with a knife as if he was going to cut him. And some more people, and the police were called, and all the police did was took the weapon away from him and let him go. You United States citizens who are not alarmed at what I just said to you, I told you that as of January the 1st in Illinois, a landlord cannot turn an undocumented immigrant with no ID away, or he may end up in court or jail. If they come to your place and they want to stay, the laws of this state say you had better let them. If they want to buy property, you must let them. So I guess it goes for if they want a car, they must let them. After hearing what I have just said to you, there's a lot of people here, a lot of Illinois citizens that are struggling to pay rent, that are still homeless, that get turned down from car loans and house loans and every single day, who have never stayed in a fine hotel, never had anybody to help them in their entire lifetimes. Many of these people are in nursing homes today who paid taxes in the state of Illinois all their lives, and all they can get is if they get their little Social Security check. Nobody has not for one time given them $3,000. Most of them, nobody has ever given them a new vehicle. They have never had an opportunity to go and to know that they're going to be accepted in a place where they want to live. Such is the case in the state of Illinois. And as I've said before, they've also now been given the authority to arrest people in this state. Listen to me, you ex-military and you ex-police. You You took an oath. What was the termination date on that oath? That oath of office that you took. You swore in. Did you swear out? I have this to say to you. Many of you are in a far better position than what I am in to be able to make some changes. Many of you have more resources, more connections, more organizations that you're associated with. But what are you doing with it? I'm going to say to you that if this doesn't move you, I heard in New York City that the same thing that's happening now in Chicago is happening in New York. They told me there that some of the undocumented got pissed off because they had to stay in a damn shelter. So they took it to the people, the powers that be. The powers that be put them in fine hotels. And they still pay them $2,000 a month. Over here in Illinois, you get $3,000 a month. Tax-free. Man. You people have got your little organizations, your different organizations. I won't call any names. You had better do something. I think about how you rioted on black people. Hung and killed us, put your foot all on our necks and tortured us and treated us bad in every way, form, or fashion. Now you have a threat that's at your door, in your house. And other than what I read about the white hat community, I don't see any of you tough asses doing a damn thing but lining yourself up for your families to possibly go through some of the worst horrors that you could ever imagine. If you understand the horrors of war, you need to start imagining them horrors for the United States. Because I don't see anything but that happening. So I guess I'll have to just leave this at that. You don't need a whole lot of more videos and stuff like that. I'll probably still post some stuff. But if you don't wake up and stand up and do right, and do right by black people too, that might be why you're going through this shit. Showing favoritism, white favoritism, pissing on black people who may have the ability, may be able to curtail a lot of what you're getting ready to go through. Maybe you need to go overboard and show some love to those who have built this country and help to save it. They might save it again. But you ain't in no position to being snobbish and arrogant, pissed off, with your nose up in the air, flaunting the little shit that you still got for a few more minutes. You need to reach down to every black person in the world, because you don't know who's going to save your ass and save your country. That's about as serious as I can get. You that want to put some little stupid ass comments on here, put them on here, but I'm not even thinking about you. You need to be looking out your back door, looking at your fence, rather than taking time to smock and to laugh at this again. This is not a message that you're going to piss on. It's time for good people of all races to unite, all religions, all governments. United we stand, divided we fall. The day of that old favorite shit, regardless as to how a person is, whether they're rotten or good, is over. Whether you like it or not, you don't mean shit in comparison by yourself. So your little stupid ass comments don't mean a damn thing. It's time for the good to unite and to get busy. It's not enough to hear it anymore. It's not enough to hear it. If all you're going to do to hear it is hear it, I think you're going to eventually be one that's just going to be here, just fearing it. Because it's at your door, it's in your house, and it's on the way to you. Get rid of racism. Oh yeah, you got to get rid of the wrongs you done in the United States. You done them all over the planet. In the house and out the house. It's time to change. You can sit back and be arrogant if you want to. But there are some people now that don't give a damn about your arrogance, and they're getting ready to deal with you. You can't afford to divide any longer. It's time now for true love and action and the power of good, for nothing else is going to save us. And with that, I end this message.
Now, it's deeply concerning to witness such disparities in treatment where undocumented immigrants seem to be receiving preferential treatment over citizens who have been contributing to society through taxes and hard work. The reported benefits and privileges granted to undocumented individuals paint a stark contrast to the struggles faced by many citizens. Now, this raises important questions about the priorities and fairness of systems. While it's crucial to address the needs of immigrants, it's equally important to ensure that citizens, especially those in vulnerable communities, receive adequate support and assistance. The apparent neglect of citizens in need is unacceptable and calls into question the underlying motivations behind these policies. Why are they doing this? It's also important for government and policymakers to prioritize the well-being of all individuals within their borders, regardless of immigration status. Efforts should be focused on finding equitable solutions that address the needs of both citizens and immigrants, rather than favoring one group over the other. Now, ignoring the plight of citizens in favor of immigrants not only exacerbates existing inequalities, but also undermines the principles of justice and fairness that should guide our society. Now, the reported disparities in treatment between undocumented immigrants and citizens are concerning on several levels. Firstly, it raises questions about the allocation of resources and taxpayer funds. If undocumented individuals are receiving significant financial support and benefits, while citizens in need are left without adequate assistance, it suggests a serious mismanagement of resources and a failure to prioritize the well-being of those who have contributed to society through taxes and citizenship. Moreover, the reported ease with each undocumented immigrants are able to access services and resources such as housing and transportation highlights potential loopholes or shortcomings in immigration and social welfare policies. While it's important to ensure that all individuals, regardless of immigration status, have access to basic necessities and opportunities, it's equally important to maintain fairness and accountability within the system. The perception that undocumented immigrants are receiving preferential treatment over citizens fuels resentment and division within communities. This not only undermines social cohesion, but also distracts from addressing the root causes of poverty and inequality that affect both citizens and immigrants alike. Now, this may also reflect a broader socioeconomic and political dynamic. For instance, undocumented immigrants often occupy low-wage, precarious employment sectors where they may be vulnerable to exploitation and abuse. But as a result, providing support to undocumented individuals may be seen as a form of humanitarian aid to address their vulnerable status and ensure basic human rights. The reported extent of support provided to undocumented immigrants, such as monthly financial assistance and access to housing and transportation, raises questions about the sustainability and fairness of such policies. It's important to consider the long-term implications of these measures, both in terms of fiscal responsibility and social cohesion. Moreover, the perception that undocumented immigrants are receiving preferential treatment over citizens can exacerbate existing tensions and resentment within communities, particularly among those who feel marginalized or neglected by the system. And this can contribute to the politicization of immigration issues and hinder efforts to find constructive solutions that address the needs of all individuals, regardless of immigration status. Now, the reported legal requirements in Illinois where landlords may face legal consequences for turning away undocumented immigrants without ID adds another layer of complexity to the already contentious debate surrounding immigration policies and social welfare. While the intention may be to protect the rights and dignity of undocumented individuals, the practical implications of such laws raise serious concerns, particularly regarding the well-being of citizens who may be in need of assistance. Now, the notion that landlords must accommodate undocumented immigrants even at the expense of citizens who are suffering and in need of housing underscores the challenges of balancing compassion with practicality in policy making. While it's important to uphold the principles of fairness and non-discrimination, it's equally critical to ensure that resources and support are distributed equitably and prioritize the needs of those who are most vulnerable, including elderly citizens in nursing homes. Now, the reported scenario paints a troubling picture of citizens who have contributed to society through years of hard work and taxes, yet find themselves struggling to make ends meet in their later years. The fact that many are reliant solely on social security checks for their livelihoods highlights systemic failures in providing adequate support and assistance to those who have built and sustained their communities. Now, in addressing these challenges, policymakers must carefully consider the broader implications of their decision and strive to find solutions that uphold the rights and dignity of all individuals, regardless of immigration status, while also addressing the needs of citizens who may be marginalized or neglected by the system. Now, this may require a comprehensive approach that includes measures to strengthen social safety nets, invest in affordable housing and healthcare, and promote economic opportunities for all. Only through concerted efforts to address the root causes of inequality and injustice can societies truly ensure that no one is left behind. Now, the legal mandate in Illinois that prohibits landlords from turning away undocumented immigrants without ID reflects the state's commitment to upholding the rights and dignity of all individuals, regardless of their immigration status. Now, this aligns with broader efforts across the country to create inclusive and welcoming communities for immigrants, recognizing their contributions to society and the importance of protecting their basic human rights. The enforcement of such laws can have unintended consequences, particularly in situations where resources are limited and citizens may already be struggling to access housing and social services. The reported scenario where citizens in need may be overlooked in favor of undocumented immigrants underscores the complexities of balancing compassion with practical considerations in policy making. The challenges faced by citizens, particularly elderly individuals in nursing homes who may be reliant on social security checks for their livelihoods, highlight the inadequacies of existing social safety nets and support system that raises important questions about the priorities and effectiveness of government policies in addressing the needs of vulnerable populations and ensuring equitable access to resources and opportunities. In grappling with these issues, policymakers must adopt a nuanced and holistic approach that takes into account the diverse needs and circumstances of all individuals within their communities. Now, this may involve not only addressing immediate housing and social service needs, but also implementing broader structural reforms to address systemic inequalities and promote inclusive economic growth. Moreover, fostering dialogue and collaboration among stakeholders, including community organizations, advocacy groups, and government agencies, is important in finding sustainable and equitable solutions to these complex challenges. By working together, societies can build stronger, more resilient communities where all individuals, regardless of their background or immigration status, have the opportunity to thrive and contribute to the common good. But it's like there is an agenda. What do you, my viewers, have to say about this? Share your thoughts as well in the comment section. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.